Great value canned chicken. Keystone canned chicken. Both of these are readily available at your local Walmart. But for those of us that are frugal preppers, that don't have a large budget to work with, we want to get the best value for our money, even when it comes to canned chicken. Hello, my name is Les, and I want to welcome you to the Cheffprepper channel. And for those of you who are getting ready for that big, mega SHTF event that's heading our way, in this video we're going to try to determine which one of these two canned chicken products is the best value for you and your family and your particular needs. Some of you may know Mad Max, the Road Warrior. Remember Thunderdome? 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Well, these 2 cans are going to enter Cheffprepper Dome. 2 cans enter, 1 can leaves. So let me introduce you to the contestants. The Keystone is a 28-ounce can of chicken. The Great Value is a package of 2 12.5-ounce cans for a total of 25 ounces. So here are the cans on the shelf, comparing the prices. First, we're going to compare the ingredients. So Great Value, the ingredients. The ingredients of Keystone: chicken, sea salt. I think it's pretty clear who the winner based upon ingredients is. Absolutely. The nutrition, based upon the nutrition labels, Great Value first. Serving size is 3 ounces. Calories are 70. Now let's compare that to Keystone. Serving size of Keystone is 2 ounces. 60 calories per serving. Pretty close as far as the nutrition labels. Now let's see what it looks like in the can and in a bowl out of the can. Before we look at these 2 out of the can, I have a question for you guys. Great Value, of course, comes from Walmart. And if you've ever shopped at Walmart, and I'm guessing that most of you have, you probably also know that they have more canned chicken brands than just these 2. So my question is, do you guys have a favorite canned chicken brand other than one of these 2 at Walmart or from anywhere else? Let us know what that is. Maybe we'll do a video comparing your brand to the leading brand of canned chicken. As a frugal prepper, this is my can opener from the Dollar Tree. I don't expect to have to replace it for another 2 or 3 weeks. So there's the Keystone just after opening the can, and there's the Great Value. For those of you who might be wondering, all of that is the crop of Jerusalem artichokes. I talked about those somewhat in the survival crop video. It's a lot of water for not having water as an ingredient. That's because the salt drew the water out of the chicken. So even though there's no water listed as an ingredient in the overall product, they both still have water. That will look much better once we break it apart like you would before you use it. We're going to weigh the contents of the can to make sure we get what we pay for. And now the weight of the Keystone is 1 pound, 11.9 ounces, or 28 ounces, which is what we paid for. And now the Great Value, 12.7 ounces, which is what we paid for. Okay, now remember, before you jump to any conclusions, Keystone started out as 28 ounces, Great Value started out as 12.5 ounces. So the weight of both cans of chicken is right on target for what we actually paid for. Now the question, how much of that weight is actually chicken? The 2 cans of chicken that entered Cheffprepper Dome: Keystone, Great Value. Great Value, Keystone. Remember, the Keystone is a much larger can. They both look like chicken. They both look like they should be pretty good. So the weight of the chicken after draining the water: Keystone. Let's do the tear of the bowl. After the water is drained, Keystone is 1 pound, 3.2 ounces, or 19.2 ounces. This is the weight of the Great Value after the water's been drained. I lost the footage from weighing the first can, so I had to open the second can. That's why it looks like the scale is in a different area. It is in a different area. Same size 12.5 ounce can. Opened it, drained the water, and there's 7.8 ounces of chicken left. I will crunch those numbers and give it to you on the screen as far as how many calories, grams of this and that you get per dollar, and we'll also bump it up to $100. Now the all-important taste test. Before we get to the taste test, I want to say a thank you to you guys. Many of you have been visiting our Amazon store. And for those of you that have bought me a coffee on my Buy Me a Coffee page, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. Now, let's do the taste test. Great value first. A second bite. It is pretty good. So the Great Value has a very good taste to me. It is not overly salty. If I wasn't trying to determine the salt content, so to speak, in it, I would notice that it has salt. It's not salty tasting. The texture is really good. It's not mushy. It's not hard to chew. It tastes like and feels like in your mouth what chicken should taste like. And now the Keystone. Okay, I can tell a difference in what I'll describe as the water content. Keystone doesn't list water as an ingredient, but the salt draws the water out of the chicken, which gives the Great Value a little bit better texture, in my opinion. Try a bit from a different area in the bowl. Yes, I did take a drink of water before I tried the Keystone. Now I have a guest who's going to also do a taste test, and that is Mrs. Cheffprepper. She won't know which bowl is which. I won't tell her till afterwards. Here goes canned chicken number 1, Mrs. Cheffprepper. You guys know which one this is, but she doesn't. What do you think about? What do you think about it, Mrs. C?
Tastes like chicken.
Imagine that. Tastes like chicken.
Other than that,
Any saltiness? What do you
no
think about the
salty.
texture?
It's very chickeny. It's a slight canned food taste.
All right, on to the next one. Chicken number 2.
It's very tender tasting, and it's softer. It's more. It doesn't have as much of a can flavored taste to it.
Any difference in the saltiness of the two?
It's a little saltier, but not over salted.
Now I'm going to ask her the big question. No, she already said yes. This is about the chicken. Which one would you prefer?
I think the second one is really good. Yeah.
She picked the second one, which of course was Great Value.
Really?
So taste test, I prefer the Great Value. Mrs. Cheffprepper blindly picked Great Value. Of course, taste isn't the only thing to consider. If you were just going to eat chicken out of the can, when the time comes you can't go anywhere and get anything else to eat, the Great Value is going to taste a lot better, in my opinion. If you're going to use the chicken in recipes where some of the other ingredients may overpower the taste or the lack thereof of the chicken, then you might want to consider the Keystone if the lack of stuff in the ingredients is one of the most important things to you. So based upon all of the criteria that we looked at, ounces per dollar, grams of protein per dollar, and per $100, the taste test, and looking at the ingredients, the winner for our household, after considering the ingredients, the nutrition labels, weighing the amount of meat, and doing the taste test, the winner is Keystone. It is the best value for my frugal prepping dollars. Remember the question I asked you guys earlier in the video? Do you have a favorite chicken brand other than one of these two that you could get from Walmart? Well, for those of you whose answer was, yeah, I prefer X, Y, or Z, in this video, I compared not only these two brands, but 10 others at the same time.